welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Great evening.
Great evening. I agree with you.
Okay, so let's get the show on the road.
We're gonna get started.
Yeah. So as you guys know, per usual, we do every Wednesday a live to talk a little bit about personal finance, and we also sometimes talk about personal development, and just different things that usually get people uncomfortable, and we kind of use it to allow people to find a way to become comfortable, if that makes sense. So today, let's start off by saying welcome to, what is this now, the 11th episode of Get Comfortable Being Uncomfortable. Super excited. I am your host today, and I am welcomed by the lovely co-host, Billy Garcia.
Thank you, Carolina.
Billy, how has your week been?
So far it's been phenomenal. We just had our closeout this past Saturday, so the beginning of September. It's pretty exciting. And a little nerve-wracking as well, as we only have 118 days left.
Yes.
To receive equity.
17.
117? 117 days to receive equity in a company. So, with that said, there's no more time to waste.
Nope.
So, let's get to work.
Yes. Okay, so unfortunately, we actually realized when we started the live that this is a little, obviously, backwards.
Yeah.
So we're just going to guide you guys through. But today's conversation is just going to be about becoming obsessed with things in your life and becoming obsessed with change. So I know that, we were having a conversation earlier, actually, about this. And I was talking about becoming uncomfortable because I felt in my personal life I was just too comfortable, and I like challenging myself. I like challenging the people around me. So I decided, hey, let's make a change. Let's see what we can do to just build, to just become a different person, including personal development and just personal life overall. So I decided to get mentored by someone that I look up to, and it's been a journey. It's been a ride. So what is one way in your life that you challenge yourself due to an obsession that you have?
Yeah, so throughout my whole entire life, I've always wanted to reach a goal of being physically fit, right? And at times, I found myself always hurting myself, like with injuries and soccer injuries and, torn meniscus and all that stuff, right? So it always brought me down, and just recently, last year, now it's actually been officially a year since I tore my Achilles. So I've always been obsessed with being the best at my sport, but for some odd reason, I always got hurt. And I don't know why. I really don't know why.
Yeah.
And then I started searching. Okay, why would I get hurt? Well, maybe I didn't stretch enough. I didn't prep, because basically, whenever you're young, you feel like you can conquer the world, right?
Yes.
And there's no obsession for you to conquer it in the right way.
Right.
So I would just play soccer on Sundays, soccer on Wednesdays, but between Monday to Wednesday, I didn't practice. Between Wednesday to Sunday, I didn't practice. So it clicked, when I started here, that everything, if you want to become obsessed with something, you really have to become it. Like, you have to become the game. So if we relate that back to business, right, and you're looking at the cash flow that you're making, it's a direct correlation with how obsessed you are about changing your own life, right?
Yes.
So if you're not wanting to change your own life, and like, for example, me being the best soccer or basketball player that anybody can play against, that's not gonna happen in the business world either. So that's where I get uncomfortable to just keep pushing towards that. You know what I mean? So yeah, what about for yourself?
I actually don't want to talk about myself in that question. I actually want to bring up Kobe Bryant in the interview, because what you just said literally just reminded me of what he was talking about when he was being interviewed by our CEO. For those of you that don't know, we actually just got back from Vegas, but well, not just got back. It's been like about a month now. But our CEO actually interviewed Kobe Bryant, and we got the chance to be there. We got the chance to be present and live there. So what he was talking about is just becoming completely 100% obsessed with the game. Obviously, for those of you that don't know Kobe Bryant, he is a former NBA player.
Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant. And he just talked about how he was young and, ever since he knew that basketball was just kind of his outlet, he decided to become just obsessed with it and challenge himself every single day. So when he first got drafted into the NBA and he played his first game, and it was the ending of the season, and he hit those 5 air balls. He talked about going back and flying out, and then actually going to the school that was down the block from there, from his location, and just asking the janitor to let him in, and he was shooting nonstop the entire night.
Yep.
And so what that showed me, what that kind of told me, was he was so obsessed with becoming better that he didn't even take the night off. The second that he landed from the airplane, he went ahead and started, just doing all these things to become better.
Yep.
So I kind of took that into my own life, into my own perspective, and I guess some way that we can help you guys is just, become obsessed with just working at your weaknesses. So something that he talked about was looking at all the best players and looking at what they were good at. And he basically followed, what they did and followed their exercises and took everything from those people and basically became the beast that he is. So he also talked about work ethic. I guess obsession plays a big part in work ethic. And correct me if I'm wrong. How do you feel about, work ethic, and how do you feel about, maybe incorporating how they could work on their work ethic as far as, what you did and how you improved, throughout the time as far as work ethic goes?
Yeah, so I think I came up with a formula, which is work ethic plus consistency is going to equal your success. And it's a formula that maybe a lot of you can take, or it's just something that that you can borrow from me. It's been working for me so far. And basically, work ethic, if you define it right, it's 2 things. It's work and ethic, like how you combine those, right?
Right.
And I'll post a video from Patrick Bet-David onto how he explains work ethic into absolute. And then consistency just means you do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, right? And never really stop doing it. So basically, what that looks like is you moving to the next best version of you. Okay? So I was for the longest time trying to figure out a pattern in which I can work and make things happen. So I came up with Patrick Bet-David. Again, he introduced this in a video that he did, and it's very simple. 1, you wake up in the morning, you work out. 2, you read. 3, you hustle. 3, repeat. That's it. 3 things. 4 repeat. 4 repeat. Right?
Yeah.
So you work out, because if you don't work out, you're not gonna have enough energy to sustain yourself throughout the whole day, right?
Right.
Okay, so you gotta keep that muscle going. 2, you read, because you also have to keep your mind sharp. Obviously, have different thoughts like not everybody has, right? So if somebody shoots something at you, you can combat it, or you can give advice when requested, right? And then the next thing is that the hustle. And it could be something like maybe you're at your job and you want to be the best and you want to get a raise. Or you're like us, that we own a business and we just want to have the freedom, that everybody strives for, but in less of a time, right?
Right.
So in our world, we don't really have one day. We have 3 days in one day, right?
Yes.
So we have 3 days in one day. So what people usually do in 10 years, we can condense it into like 3 or 4, right?
Right.
And then the rest of the enjoy it. So very simple, workout, read, hustle, repeat. And that's it.
So now as far as becoming obsessed, just how he was talking about how he had a formula. Guys, there one thing in common that every entrepreneur has and that every successful entrepreneur has is waking up early. Whether it be if you wake up on, for work. So let's say you work at 10 o'clock and you're like, oh, I don't want to wake up early, but I'm just going to wake up at 8 so I could be on time. That is an employee mindset, you guys. That is a mindset that you have when, I don't want to say that you don't have a sense of direction, but it's kind of, when you're just comfortable, like I was talking earlier, it's just when you're comfortable, you don't really challenge yourself. So something that I I was listening to a podcast, and the guy was saying, you know, he was working constantly because he was the only breadwinner for his family since his father had actually committed suicide.
Oh, wow.
And he had 2 jobs and was working, I think, 16-hour days, but he still woke up every single day at 5 in the morning to work out because he himself chose that lifestyle, and he chose to say, you know what, no matter what happens in my life, I will not give up my health. I will not give up that working out process, the lifestyle that he built, you know. So going based off of that, you guys, the number one rule that I would say for me that has actually really worked lately, it's a habit I'm starting to build, is waking up super early in the morning. I know you already do that yourself, and you know, I know that sometimes we get here a little bit tired, but energy is money, you guys, and money is energy, okay? So it's just all about mindset, and that's why we push so much on personal development and getting out of your comfort zone. It's literally just listening to an audiobook, listening to a podcast, reading a book. It's just simple things that can build you and that can build your mindset to just become a better person. And it doesn't even have to be a better person in your business. It can become a better person in your life. You know, if you're comfortable where you are, and if you're happy at whatever job or career you're at, that's totally fine. We're not saying, you know, oh, give up everything you are and become an entrepreneur. No, we're not saying that. What we're saying is just personal development is so important, and becoming obsessed with, like you were saying, either becoming the best at your job or becoming the best entrepreneur or becoming a millionaire. It doesn't, whatever your goal is, you have to be obsessed with it. And the number one rule is you have to wake up early, no matter what, because you have so many hours in a day, you guys, and so many hours in a week, so many hours in a year. You have to choose that time wisely. You know, we always say here, a week in entrepreneurship is like a month. You know, time goes by so fast for us, and waking up early is just one simple thing, you guys. And what I like to do is I wake up early. You know, I go out and then I read for at least like 20-25 minutes. Go back inside, watch either a Patrick Bet-David video or another motivational video, and you know, I get my mindset going. I get my day ready. I plan out. I eat breakfast. I shower. I work out. All of that, and then the rest of my day is dedicated to my business. So my morning is dedicated to myself and my personal development, and then the rest of the day is dedicated to my business. You know, so I know that you separate your day in 3. So if you want to talk about how you do that and how that has worked for you.
Yeah. So basically, how it goes is, in the morning, just like yourself, you know, wake up in the morning and take a little bit of my time, so I can pretty much regain everything. So between the hours of 4 and 8 a.m., nobody's really awake or doing anything.
Right.
So it's a lot of time for you.
Definitely.
So you can take care of yourself. You know, you can kind of break everything down that you either didn't do or want to do and want to become better at.
Yes. And
with nobody bothering you. You know?
Yes.
Like for you, I don't know if anybody has kids, but I think for my sister, she does have like a baby to take care of, right? So he wakes up at whatever time. So it's a little tricky sometimes when it comes to that. But if you're single or you're in a relationship and you guys don't have kids, you know, take that time for yourself, just to kind of refresh, right? And then after that, work out, then I eat. And then my day, I get it started right before like between 8 and 9, I'm doing admin work.
Okay.
So like if I get any emails, like I have to rewrite something.
So secretary stuff, yeah.
Yeah, like secretary stuff. I don't take a lot of time on that. And then after 9, it's all on the grind. It's all on the hustle, because after 9, everybody's open, right?
Yes.
So between 9, so my day breaks down basically like from, say for example, from 5 to 9 is like one day for me.
Yeah.
Okay, from 9 to about 7, it's another day where I work. I have meetings, I have lunches, and then between there, I take like maybe an hour break to either, see my parents or my family, if anybody's available, just to keep that relationship going, right? Or a friend, or, you know, somebody that I really care about.
Yeah.
And just between there, and then after about 7 o'clock, between 7 and on, I go and pretty much analyze my day, see what I didn't do, what I didn't get done,
Mm-hmm.
and then just make some last minute appointments if that's the case. So that's kind of like my day splits, you know.
In three, yeah.
In three, and I do
Gotcha.
my best to sleep before 11 or before 12, just so I can get that amount of sleep. Because for me, being obsessed and becoming the best version of me require a lot of research, because a lot of people say, you know, wake up early, right? But nobody tells you when to go to sleep. And that was my biggest thing. It's like, when should I go to sleep? And
Never.
for me, the best way to work for me is like before 11. After 11, I get a little tired throughout the day.
Right.
But if I go to sleep before 11 and I wake up at 5, or I wake up at 6, I'll be fine. But usually by 5, if I go to sleep before 11, I'm okay.
Yeah.
After 11, I'm like, man, I really have to hit my workout really hard to like wake up. So
Right.
that's how it goes.
Now, guys, we're not telling you, obviously, we're in a different place with our days, because obviously we have a business, we're entrepreneurs. So I know for a lot of you guys that do have a job, we're not telling you to exactly follow our days. We're just telling you how we split our days into 3, so that way your obsession with becoming a better person is actually becoming a little bit easier if you separate your days into 3. So like I said, going back to just start off the morning. Listen, I don't care what time you wake up, okay? I don't care what time you have work, actually. I care what time you wake up. I don't care what time you have work. Wake up earlier. Wake up at least an hour earlier than you originally would, because I guarantee you that hour earlier, you will be able to accomplish so much more than you actually thought. Mm-hmm. Whether if you want to get into better shape, you don't even have to go to the gym. Do a workout at home. There's plenty of YouTube videos to do that, you know. Read or even just watch the sunrise. Something in the morning for yourself will start off your day at such a high, you know, and it'll keep it there. So for those of you that do have jobs, obviously incorporate your job into that day. So the morning just have for yourself, then go to work, whatever, and then that night, you know, get ready for the following day. So put out your clothes so that you're not stressing out. Put out, maybe if you have like meal preps, do that as well. I know that has saved so much time for me. That has actually helped me eat a lot healthier. So something that we wanted to bring into here, unfortunately it is a little backwards, but so basically what this just
do you want me
talks
to switch
about
the cameras and then you can do it?
No, I mean, actually, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, no, it's okay. We'll just talk about it here. So basically, what this is just what we were talking about, like becoming obsessed with, you know, getting out of your comfort zone, because once you're out of that comfort zone, obviously you're just going to be on a roll, you know, you're going to be so uncomfortable that you're going to want to get back to a different routine almost. So again, I'm going to go back to this. It takes 21 days to build a habit, you guys, and it takes like 1 day to break it. Mm-hmm. So, you know, just try your best to focus on those 21 days. I know for you, Billy, what you do is you actually have a calendar, because you have like a visionary kind of mindset. Yeah. So you just cross off the dates. Now for me, for building a habit, what I've done is I've actually just kind of, you know, built it in my head, like, hey, okay, 1 more day. And then I tell myself the next day, okay, 1 more day. So I just keep telling myself 1 more day, and that for me just kind of like helps relieve some of the stress of having to build a habit. So this circle is basically your comfort zone. For many of you, the comfort zone is insecurity. You have to be liked by everyone. You have kind of like a surviving instinct. You're okay with just getting by. You might have a dull life. You play it safe most of the time. Procrastination is a big key in a lot of people's lives, you guys. Regret definitely sets in once that procrastination takes over. I know that at the end, for me, when I would procrastinate in college, I would regret it the night before a paper was due, because I would be up at like 4:30 in the morning. I'd be like, why did I do this? Why did I do this? And you're setting yourself for failure. You're setting yourself up for less, basically. So in this circle is 98% of the population. So why do you think that we, you know, call the 1%ers, you know, the successful people? Because the 1% over here, the 2% is outside of comfort, okay? You are going for your dreams, you are going for those goals, your confidence is boosted because of that personal development. You explore new things, so that's, again, getting out of your comfort zone. You're choosing to be happy. You're choosing to look at life with a different perspective. I know, Billy, I would talk to you about how my mindset has just changed because I would look at life in such a negative way. So you guys, sometimes I know it's hard to look at the cup half full, or what's the saying? It's like half full, half empty. Yeah. So you guys, honestly, happiness is a mindset, okay? Fulfillment. You're getting the most out of life. You act in spite of fear. A lot of people, obviously, like I was saying, my mentors, I was just scared of asking for their mentorship. And, I was like, you know what? Let me get over my fear. I'm going to just act on it. And, guys, it's all about just getting out of your comfort zone. That's why we have this show. That's why we're doing these episodes. Being comfortable, getting uncomfortable, you guys. You have abundance in your life when you're in the 2%. You're living without limits. You're liking the change. You're liking the change that you see in yourself. You're liking the change that you see in your environment even. You get excited about just the simplest stuff. I know that, like, our energy has changed ever since we, decided what we're going to do and our goal, especially for this month. And we also embrace the unknown. We embrace what we don't know, and we kind of adapt to it. So, with that being said, you guys, it's all about just getting out of your comfort zone. Yes. So Billy, any intakes on that circle line? I know I sent you a picture of it a while ago.
Yeah. So basically, it's one of the things you're either looking at it from a perspective of, I'm going to be comfortable the rest of my life, and if that's you, that's fine. It's not like we're gonna make you do it, right? But if you choose to get out of that comfort zone, you can really easily, like, boom, you know? And you can really just exit out of here like that. Like, there's nothing stopping you. It's as easy as erasing the line and just popping this balloon and just getting everything that you want.
I love that.
Right?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's not, what the saying is, it's simple, but it's not easy.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that concept is very simple, but actually doing the work is not easy because people give up.
Yes.
And just like everything else, your health, your finance, your faith, whatever, there's always doubts that are going to come to you. But the thing is that, are you going to just break those barriers, or are you going to try to break the barrier and you're going to, like, hurt yourself and you're like, nah, never mind, it's not worth it? Or you're literally going to go hurt yourself a little bit, but then anytime, like, you create pressure in your muscles, right, they get bigger, right? So I know this might put me in an old age range, but I always think about Dragon Ball. I don't know if you ever watched Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z, to any of you guys, but the whole idea is that whenever the guy Goku fought more and he got beat up like none other, he became stronger. Okay? So the psychology about that is, like, if you keep going, if you just keep pushing yourself to your maximum limits, you are going to get better. And the thing is chasing the next, right? Just like living without limits and embracing the unknown.
Definitely.
So that's what it made me think of everything.
Yeah, well, you guys, our 30 minutes is up, but to leave you guys off, we're just going to recap real quick about what we talked about. So rule number 1 to becoming obsessed. Rule number 1 is obviously find what you're obsessed about. Find the goal that you want to become obsessed about. Okay, so for us right now, it's getting co-ownership of our company. That's literally just, we have like just one vision right now, and that's it. Okay, so we're completely obsessed with it. Number 2, wake up early. Just wake up at least 1 hour earlier than you originally would. Okay, you guys, just start off by 1 hour earlier. Obviously, that means you have to go to bed, 1 hour earlier, right? For those of you, that have a long day at work. Rule number 3, find some way to incorporate a healthier lifestyle, whether that's working out, eating healthier, reading. So that's also mental health, okay, you guys? Personal development, that kind of goes hand in hand with with that. But rule number 4, I guess, would be a different source of personal development, which would be just reading books, just doing research, watching motivational videos, just small stuff to just completely change the game, and just study, research everything that you want, or that you have to research to become that person, whatever the case may be, as far as what your obsessions are. So with that being said, you guys, I hope that, we sent some value to you guys. I hope that we were able to incorporate just wisdom, everything. Yeah. So with that being said, you guys, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank you for being my co-host today, Billy. And with that being said, we're wrapping up episode 11 today. Every Wednesday, you guys, at 8 o'clock, 8 to 8:30, we will be doing this. So if you guys have anything that you guys want us to talk about, feel free to go ahead and comment. Feel free to either message one of us. If you guys don't have him on Facebook, his name is Billy Garcia. He's on my mutual friends. If you guys want to go ahead and find him through my page. Billy?
Yeah, thank you very much again, guys. Appreciate all your views and your support. So that would end episode 11 of Getting Comfortable Being Uncomfortable.
Yes. All right, you guys. We will see you next week.
Peace.
Deuces.